Hey fellas, how you doing? In this video I'm going to explain why men are not confident. Not just why men are not confident, why men are not happy. I suppose all these things are under the bracket of not being confident. Men have got social anxiety, men are paranoid, men are jealous, men don't trust people, don't trust their friends, possibly their family, themselves, don't trust women, don't trust society. And the reason for this is men are dishonest. So many people that I work with, that I coach on my 6 weeks program, they're living a dishonest life. They're incongruent. And one part of them knows that they're dishonest. They know it. They know that they're lying to themselves. They know that they're being dishonest in pretty much every area of their life. But another part of them is in denial. It denies it and protects it. That is the false ego, that is the false self, that is the self that's causing all the pain. I've seen this all throughout my teaching. I just want to remind everyone who's watching my video, so I don't sound like I'm being judging people and judgmental. I used to be like this myself over 2 years ago until I changed. So everything I talk about this video about other men I've worked with, or people I meet, which is most people I see, really don't know who they are as a person. They're all over the place. So this is not just a male problem, women as well. Back in the days when I was doing day game, all the women I was meeting didn't know who there was, because I was in a negative place, I was dishonest and I was cheating. So I'm going to go through the general things I see when I work with people. And if you're watching this video, that's probably because you're out of balance and you want to improve. So I don't even know where to start. I really don't know where to start. The first place I'm going to start with that comes to mind, the common thing I see when I'm working with people every week, is cheating in relationships. And the first relationship they're cheating with is their self. So I'll often say to men, do you trust yourself and are you honest in your life? And men will usually say, yeah, I'm pretty honest in my life. And I'll say, well, that's not true, is it? It's not true. And they'll say, what do you mean? And I'll say, well, do you watch pornography? And men will say, there's nothing wrong with pornography. Well, there is something wrong with pornography. Because if pornography was honest and good, everyone would be doing it. It'd be in schools, it'd be publicly announced, and it doesn't make you feel good. So the part of their personality or their separate self that doesn't trust himself watches pornography. Then as I speak to men, they talk bad about all their friends. They say that my friend, I've got a friend and he just cheats on different women and he does this and he does that. But they're a cheat, because they're talking about their friend behind their back. That's cheating, that's dishonest, that's disloyal, that's not honesty. And then I'll speak to them and I'll say, do you want a girlfriend? And they'll say, oh, I would like a girlfriend, but I'm not sure. Again, you can hear it. You can hear the break in integrity. You can hear the break, and you can hear the confusion. I want a girlfriend, but I'm not sure. A lot of men I work with are having sex with 3 women, but they're not enjoying the relationship. And this is why there's so much fear in the life. This is why there's so much social anxiety, despite of having what we think success. Because that's what we think as men. That's what most men are taught. Most men I meet are dishonest. They don't know who they are. And that's why they're so anxious and nervous. Because behind the scenes in their life, everything they're doing is confirming that. So watching pornography, cheating in relationships. A lot of men I work with have got extreme jealousy, being jealous of friends, being jealous of the women that they're dating even though they're cheating. So you're never going to be confident if you're cheating, because there's no self-esteem in it. You're always going to feel ashamed. You're always going to feel that you can't trust people. You're always going to see that in other people, because that's where you're at, that's what you're putting out, and that's what you're attracting. And these are just some of the simple areas what I've talked about before, with the addictions of pornography and excessive lying. I've worked with quite a few men, and then the first hour they say to me that they're honest, and they say I have got good friendships, and then the second hour they admit to me and say, actually I lie, I'm living a lie. So that's really the truth. It's rationalized and it's defended by the false ego, because it was hard for me and myself at the time to admit that. So if you're not honest with yourself, if you can't even trust yourself, if you don't have self-control, and it's interesting that a lot of men talk about being a man, and talk about being an alpha male, and talking about being powerful in the world, and talk about being attractive, but how powerful, how much of a man could you be if you don't even have the self-control to stop yourself watching pornography? If you don't even have the self-control to get control of your tongue? If you can't stop talking bad about your friends behind their back? How much of a man could you be if you cheat? If you cheat, you're not being a man. Because when I was cheating, I felt ashamed, I felt disgusting, and I felt it filled me with anger, and it always made me feel I can't trust people. I was always in the back of my head thinking, this woman's going to cheat me any moment, because that's what I was doing. So it's a reflection of where we're at. When I changed this around, all those feelings went away. I stopped all the cheating in every area. That's when I connected. That's when I truly felt like a man. Lots of guys I work with are irresponsible. Hygiene, can't tidy their room, don't make appointments. This is that dishonest personality. It's classic. I've spoken about this before in psychology. Avoidance. So when men are asking me, you know, how comes I'm not attracting women, I can't understand it. Well, I can see it straight away. Of course I understand it. You're not going to attract a quality woman because you don't know who you are. You don't trust yourself. And you don't have no self-confidence, not because you can't develop the confidence, not because you can't trust yourself, because your actions, you're choosing, you're completely out of sync. So everything in your reality is going to represent that. That's why you're going to struggle in your life. You're going to struggle doing the job you want. You're going to struggle in family relationships. So this is back to the relationship. And it's the biggest trick that most men fall for. Men get so caught up in what the world says, what the false ego says. I did it myself. I used to think I was such a tough man because I was having sex with 5 different women and I was bragging about it. And bragging's another sign of dishonesty. Bragging's not congruent. We know deep down when people brag to us, it's because they're insecure. It's because they want validation. It's because something's lacking in them. And I see this with a lot of men I speak to. A lot of the times they will brag to me about what they've got, what they're doing, but it's a massive sign of insecurity. So look out for that one. So I'm giving you all of the tools to become really confident and to attract an amazing woman and to build a great relationship with yourself and to get rid of your social anxiety and start trusting people. You've got to stop all the dishonesty. You can't be a liar and a thief and cheating in every area and expect to walk out the house and feel calm. This is why I feel so calm now. This is why I feel calm. I never used to feel calm because I stopped all that stuff. I stopped all the social games. I stopped in the bullying. I've worked with a lot of men who said they go out and they get drunk and they bully other men. And I say, why'd you do that? That's not who you are. You're talking to a lovely person. You see this guy is a really nice guy. He's a strong man when he's himself. And he says, oh, I do it to show off in front of my friends because, I don't know. And then they say, I don't trust my friends. I can see that it's fake. I said, of course you can see it's fake. It doesn't take an Einstein. We're not stupid. We can sense if someone's not being genuine. You have to stop this. You have to make new friends, make a new social circle, but you've got to build that relationship with you. So we really got to think, we've got to hold our tongues before we say, I'm an alpha male, I'm in control. Because if you can't even control your sexual urge, you're not in control. And that's when my thinking completely changed. Most of my ideas growing up in my 20s and what I did and what I thought was being a man, they were all wrong. I had to completely turn around. So I started to think different to most men. And I've seen this of a lot of men, excessive jealousy. I've been around men and you go out and you're having food or you're having a conversation, a waitress comes over and you can see that they get so scared and so jealous. I was with a guy before, it was a couple of years ago. Just someone I met, just an acquaintance. and we were having a nice time. We were talking, I think, about business ideas and about development with women. And I was just being myself. I was having some food in this restaurant, and I knew the waitress. He didn't know that I knew the waitress because I'm always friendly with people. There was nothing sexual. I wasn't interested in her in that way. And he got really jealous. I could see it. He got really threatened because when the waitress came over, she was speaking to me and she gave me more attention, but it was because I was being myself. And I wasn't trying to trick her. I wasn't trying to get her attention. And I seen it, I spotted it, I was very, and I just allowed him to, and then he jumped in the conversation and started trying to get a phone number, and I just left it. I just seen that, and I just thought, he's out of balance. But that's how I used to be. He's not secure in himself. And the guy was actually a really nice guy, didn't need to do that. And guess what happened? Of course, the women rejected his offer and came straight up to me. And I didn't even take a number. I wasn't interested in that way. But I just seen that behaviour and thought, and it's not being judgmental, it's being honest, it's being aware. He don't trust himself. And he's trying to compete with me. And I won't compete with anyone. So these small behaviours, it says a lot about a man. So all these little behaviours that you think, and you're probably not even aware you're doing it. And when I was doing this years ago, especially when I was doing the day game and I was going out doing this, all of my tendencies, my behaviours were coming from a very, very insecure man. And people thought I was confident. And this is what I see with a lot of men I work with. They come to me and say, and I know, I understand. And because I've got a keen eye and I've been teaching for a long time, and it takes one to know one. I've been in that place. I've been in that place of low self-esteem, distrust, jealousy, competing, stealing, cheating, porn. I quit all of it. Every single bit, every area of my life straight. So being a man is about having virtue. It's about having integrity. It's got nothing to do with being religious. You don't need to be religious to have integrity, although you can be religious. Having integrity is about living an honest life. So obviously, if you don't have integrity and you're cheating on people, it's because you don't respect people, you don't respect yourself. Another cop-out a lot of men will say to me is, yeah, but women want it. Women want guys that have sex with lots of women. That's a cop-out, that's a rationalisation. That's not the truth, that's a truth, not the truth. So what I'm saying is, of course there's going to be women that are out of balance, there's going to be women that are liars, there's going to be men. We attract what we are. So if you accept that and you rationalise that, you will always attract women like that are liars, that are also playing you. Because remember, when you play people, they play you. That's something that I really learnt about doing the day game years ago. That really taught me, and it helped me a lot. When you cheat people, they will always cheat you. They will always cheat you. So in your mind, this is what makes me laugh about a lot of men. We use words like, I'm gaming women. When you're gaming women, they're gaming you back. So when you're with a girl and you're having sex with her, and you think you're smart and you think you're smug and you're laughing, you've got other phone numbers in your phone book, she's doing the same. She's got phone numbers of other men. It's exactly what I said. You attract what you are. When you're congruent and you're honest and you've got high self-esteem and you don't cheat people, you will attract a quality woman. And she won't be cheating you. And I've met a lot of these quality women that are very beautiful looking and they've got very good personalities and they don't cheat. They wouldn't cheat on their boyfriend. When I used to do the day game, I'd come across these women and they wouldn't give me their number. They wouldn't cheat. They'd say it outright, and I would feel the difference. And even when I was out of balance, and that's another thing. You sense it when someone's congruent. You immediately sense it when meeting them. It doesn't mean perfect, but you sense it. My energy completely shifted, my whole demeanour. So let's be really honest. People are not going to respect you if you're having sex with loads of different women and you're behaving like that. It's no integrity, it's no respect. You're not going to go to a dinner party, you're not going to go to your friend's family and then you say, yeah, I have sex with lots of women. It's not an achievement, it's actually a lack of self-control. It's actually massive insecurity. On another hand, there's nothing wrong with going out and desiring a woman and getting a girlfriend, having an amazing sex life. This is what all men want. Lots of men deny it because they're insecure, they want to prove something. And again, deep down, we know this is the truth. Men know it's the truth. That's the thing. When you're dishonest, you know you're dishonest. You pretend. You know that you're a liar. You know that behind your friend's back, you're talking bad about him. You know that when you're with your girlfriend or your wife, you're going out and you're cheating on other women. You know you're a cheat. So you're always going to be anxious when you're cheating. You're always going to be nervous. Yeah, you're going to have times when you feel good, but you're always going to come back to this thing, I can't trust myself, I can't trust my friends, I can't trust my girlfriend, I can't trust my family, because it's coming from you. You are the person that has got the distrust, so you correspond with everything like that. And that's why it's always common when I teach people that are struggling, I already know already, they have to tell me. Their whole social circle struggling with integrity because they're attracting like-minded people. And that's where this dissatisfaction is coming from. That's where the unhappiness is coming from. The addictions, depression. You're going to be depressed. That's why, and it's obvious, we've seen it in films. When I was having sex with lots of women, I was a manic depressive. There's a fly there. I was a manic depressive when I was having sex with lots of women, because you get the high, you brag to your friends, you enjoy the sex like pornography, you come down and you feel empty, you feel used, because you know, and you know deep down, and shit, and the women know that she doesn't love you, she's just using you for sex. That's it, period, straight to the point. No beat around the bush. She's using you, you're using her. It's not congruent, there's no love there. So the whole video is about why you don't love yourself, because you're practicing the opposite of self-love. You're practicing self-betrayal. And this can sound extreme. I speak to a lot of people and they say, oh, this is very high standards to set. No, no one really lives like this. That's a cop-out. That's like saying most people are not successful, so there's no point me having these standards. You'll never be successful. That's why I got to this level in my life, because I just thought, I'm not following what the majority of people say. Because for most of my life, that's people pleasing. People pleasing is not just about how you are in a conversation and agreeing with someone when you don't agree. People pleasing is when you're living out of alignment. So most men have sex with loads of women, not because they really want to, because they want to brag to men. They can't wait to post it on Facebook. They've got to post the pictures up to show everyone, to get validation. This is a lack of self-esteem. So it's the opposite, and they will even convince themselves and make themselves believe that they're confident, but inside they're hollow. There's no confidence there. You can't be confident when you don't trust yourself. This is low self-esteem, and it's masked. You're wearing a mask. So if you change it, if you stop watching pornography, if you stop cheating on women, if you be the one self with everyone, or you work towards it, if you stop all of these addictive behaviours like eating junk food, your depression is going to go. Your social anxiety is going to go. You're going to have massive confidence. Massive confidence. And this is what my teaching is about on my 6 weeks program. I say it's about social anxiety, and it is about that. But it's really about what I spoke in this video, because this is the cause of social anxiety. And all these things I've found in my experience from helping hundreds of men and myself, all of these dysfunctional personality disorders like lying, cheating, stealing, excessive people pleasing, jealousy, anger, distrust, attribute back to a childhood trauma. So, like myself years ago, when I was going through a lot of difficult times of my trauma, we can't fix the trauma by running away from it and using it as an excuse. It's not fortunate, it's unfortunate what happened, but it's your responsibility to change it. And the weak rationalizations that, oh, I'm going to sleep with lots of women because everyone's doing it, that's just weak. That's not being a man. You've got no self-control. You've got no mind of your own. You're just following the crowd. That's weak. And the rationalization that, oh, well, I can't trust women, so I'm going to cheat on them, weak rationalization. There's loads of women that can be trusted. Can you be trusted? Can you seriously look yourself in the mirror? Can you wake up each day and say you trust yourself? I can say that for myself. Can you say that? Because this is what happens to most men. They get aroused and then all of their integrity gets dropped. It's like, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm just horny. A lot of guys I work with, I've worked with quite a few men who are in very good jobs, but they're addicted to prostitutes. And again, no judgment on my part, because I did this myself years ago when I had no integrity. And they're good looking guys, they're confident, but they're not acting confident because they're not living confident. And of course, if you have sex with prostitutes, you watch porn, you're always going to have a bad relationship with women. You're going to see women as bad, because that's the messages that you're getting. Your behaviors are confirming that. So you really got to think about when you say I'm congruent, I'm an alpha male, because you're not an alpha male. Not if you're doing all these things. You're not even close to it. You're afraid. An alpha male is a man who's got self-control and virtue and integrity. Now this is when we start becoming powerful in life, because we don't feel ashamed no more. And I know this sounds quite trivia, but that's why a lot of people I work with initially struggle with eye contact. And I used to struggle myself. I couldn't look people in the eye, especially people that were congruent and clean, because I knew that they were going to see I was ashamed. I was ashamed because I was cheating on every woman in relationships. I was a compulsive liar. I was a very jealous person. I was jealous of my friends. I was jealous of other people. I was competitive. I was a bully. I was bullying men. I was going to nightclubs. I was fighting. Of course I was ashamed. I lived in shame. And when I stopped all those things, eye contact wasn't a problem. So a lack of being able to make eye contact, there's a lot in that. It says a lot. So you got the power to change this. But if you follow what everyone else is doing, the majority of society, you'll always get, and this is what men are doing. They are saying, well, a lot of guys will say, well, I don't want to settle down yet. I just want to keep sleeping with women until I get confident. And that's like saying, I'm going to keep being dishonest until eventually I become honest. It doesn't make sense. Or I'm going to keep murdering people and killing people until I become until I become a loving person. It doesn't work like that. You're going in a circle. So the more women you have sex with, the more cheating you do, you're just going to get more anxiety, more distrust, more shame, more paranoia, massive amounts of jealousy. Jealousy comes from distrust. Jealousy comes from, it's a fear. And this is what you're causing it. It's not other people. It's not, you try and project so it's their fault, so I can't understand it. So this is the real reason why I'm just helping you to understand why you can't attract an attractive woman. Women sense it. And as I said before, when we talk about attracting women, what quality are you talking about? Because when I was not congruent 5-6 years ago going out, I always attracted women that were in a lower state of consciousness. And I don't mean that to be derogatory or to be arrogant, because I was in a lower state of consciousness. So they were angry, they were judgmental, they were racist, they were prejudiced, they were not supporting of what I did, they had no respect, I couldn't trust them, they were having sex with different men. If you want a woman like that, then keep doing what you're doing. When I changed, when I even started to change, I started to work on myself, immediately, it's no coincidence, I started to attract nice women. I started to get into better relationships with women, and then I could see the difference a mile out. I remember thinking, I can't believe how nice this woman is compared to the last few women I dated. I just feel that she's much more sincere. Because before I was attracting narcissists that were damaged, and I was damaged when I was younger. So there couldn't be any judgment on my part, but I'm just making it very clear, getting to the point. Because there's just too much messing around in personal development. There's too much pussyfooting around getting straight to the point. Otherwise, people don't get results. And that's why my teaching's powerful. That's why my 6 weeks program is powerful. Because it's about highlighting every area in your life where you're dishonest and straightening out. And then you're free, then you can breathe. Then you can be your true self. You don't have to hide. You don't have to keep changing masks or changing personality to suit situations.